Welcome back, beautiful, beautiful soul family. 144 in the building. Present moment, feet in the grass. Silence the mind, leave that ego, false identity in the past because we're not looking back. Channeling from the present moment. Man, I'm about to snap. I'm about to spaz because I'm going to wake you up. Realize everything is really all just one. Separation is an illusion. And once you start to see through it, This channel is really dedicated to becoming the real you, awakening and unleashing yourself, unleashing that mighty I am that you are. So this is really, live live so deeply in the present moment that you're no longer thinking, that you're no longer planning for anything. Everything is just spontaneously off the top, and it's really from the intuition. When we allow in that state of allowance, we allow our higher mind, our intuition, to work in perfect conjunction, perfect harmony. And I'm grateful to everyone who has been tuning into this channel, liking the videos, really spreading the conscious word, and taking our power back. So this one is going to be dedicated to you, sexy souls. And to realize that, everything is already within you now. Everything is already done. When we let go of the false belief-based character, to realize that the self has no personalized identity. When we drop our ego mind identity's personal agenda, which really comes from the fragmentation, compartmentalization, and collapsing of our energy. So when we see everything is all one, remember the seer, what is seen, and the act of seeing are all one thing. We transcend the subject-object paradigm, the hallucinatory misperception that everything is outside of you when really you are the creator and creation is finished. Meaning that everything that you've created, even in this point, whatever appears on the screen of your consciousness, don't analyze it, don't judge it. Just allow it to be. Realize that the real you, the mighty I am in full stature now, is ever calm, is completely centered, present, and immensely powerful. When we let go of the ego mind identity, the limitation device that runs by thinking, our lives become our own. We let go of the delusion that you're merely just this little person. When the egoic identity is really just a petulant little child comparing to the timeless, boundless wisdom that the mighty I am is, and that is you, whole, perfect, and complete, always. Whole, perfect, and complete, that's really what you are. So when we take our attention off of what is not germane to the perfection that you really are, our energy returns to us. We remember that we are not the mind-body complex, but the pure creator awareness of it. So there's really no effort. There's really no struggle. There's really no strain into being the real you. And I highly recommend working with Change Your Mind. Any book from R.J. Spina, it's going to completely shift and radically transform your reality. It's going to allow you to remember your true self. It's going to allow you to let go of those fears, let go of societal pressures, when that's really nothing to the real you. We're walking in the grass, gotta stay grounded. Gotta stay grounded and feel that pull to nature is really a positive inclination that you are returning to the real you. Where deprogramming, it really starts by not operating by the subconscious pattern egoic mind. The false belief-based character that was created by the I am, since, we create everything. But just when we fully act spontaneously in the present moment, you just live through your intuition, and your intuition is connected with your higher mind. Your higher mind is connected with your higher self. It holds your entire life plan. So when we gain that self-control, we gain that supreme clarity, we gain that supreme self-discipline, When really discipline is just being a disciple of the self. Realize that you are yourself. There's no effort in being yourself. It's actually effortless. And you start to remember. You start to remember the oneness, the tangible oneness with this ever unified field of your universal superconscious. That everything is already here now. You see, the hallucinatory external realm, the so-called outside, the subject-object paradigm. We could just break down what is the subject-object paradigm. And it's really just the collapsing of our consciousness when we see there's a me, there's a you, and there's an other, and, we're one with it all. So when we walk in oneness, we walk in clarity and communion, we walk with God, we walk with the I am, we walk with the one self. So that is really the true hero's journey, is going from the false self to the true self, to the one self, and to the no self. This is really worthy of embarking on. This journey is worthy of embarking on. When we let go of the false freaking character, the brainwashed character, that is not you. You recognize the EMI for what it is, electromagnetic interference, and that the endless charade of the actor performing actions is not really you. See, what you are is an indirect fractal of God. You are sentience given energy to create with. You as sentience are not the physical form. You are not the form factor. So remember, all suffering stems from misidentifications, misperceptions, misunderstandings. And this is really what forms the EMI. Egoic identifications, subconscious programming, subconscious patterned egoic mind. So when we release ourselves from those indentations, from those identifications, we are returning back to our purity. We're returning back to that I am. So when we attune the mind-body complex, when really, mind you, the mind-body complex is just a suit. This is like a biological spacesuit that is housing the mighty I am. So detach from the character. Detach and observe. Realize what you are is pure awareness. Imagine your two eyes are not connected to your brain. Just pure unsullied awareness. Just like the sun. Remember, the real you is the sun. Untouched, unscathed, and always unaffected. So we expose the parasite of the character for what it is. It's completely made up who. So who we think and feel we are is not really who we actually are. Because what you really are is no name, no form, no image, no limit. So there's no more habit. There's no more spelling ourselves into any habit, any type of ritual, any type of thought for what you are as the self. The self is not a personalized identity. What makes up the EMI is name, form, and image. That's why when we go into no name, no form, no image, no fucking limit. See, that triggers the EMI because it's completely inauthentic and disharmony itself. So realize that none of this requires a thought process. It's really just realizing the limitless immortal creator being that you are. You're here to create without limitation. You are here to be in a perpetual state of transcendent creativity. So when we see there's no others, just like with nature, there's no separation. What is lacking? Lack is a concept born of the unawakened mind. Victimhood is a concept born of the unawakened mind. So when we see these beliefs, concepts, ideologies, theoretical assumptions, and even so-called knowledge, we let that go. There's no more beliefs. Beliefs are for children. Do you believe in Santa Claus? We are entering that gnosis of knowing thyself and knowing the infinite potential that is already within you. Because it's all within you now. The desire and the fulfillment of desire are the same thing. Remember, the creator, what is created, and the act of creation are all one thing. So it's when we transcend the delusion of separation, we come back to that notion, I am the source, not the seeker. Creation is finished. This immediately empowers us, because even seeking for validation, seeking for approval, habits of the false self, I highly recommend you pick up Change Your Mind, R.J. Spina. because this is going to allow the process of deprogramming, and honestly, just unlearning. So it's not really this grandiose process. All it is really being honest, having the courage, humility, authenticity, and discipline to bring yourself back to what is germane and perfect, that germane perfection of what you really are, the mighty I am. Now we're talking about the self that is not born, the self that does not die. It's immortal, it's infinite, it's unbreakable, it's undefeatable, and that is you. So once you see you're the creator, you recreate yourself in the present moment because you realize that all there is now. Time is honestly an illusion. And when we're timeless, as the self, as the whole perfect and complete self that you are, we come back to that harmony. We come back to that groundedness, realizing that it's all one thing. And we're starting to realize that life really has no inherent meaning other than what we give it. It's like a blank canvas. Every moment to moment, we're putting our beingness and our doingness. So remember, true freedom is transcending the finite mind and the limited body consciousness. Have the courage, because what you already are is fearless. What you already are is already contained within you. The success, the victory, it's all contained within you now. And that's to make our fervent desires come from the true self, to come from that mighty I am, not from the brainwashed ego, not from the egoic identity, the subconscious pattern, egoic mind living at the behest of that parasite. I think everyone's done doing that. Because it really just, we stop thinking, we start knowing, we start being, just feel the presence. Feel the high frequency of your towering presence, of your immortal I am. Because what you are has no limits. Remember, all limitations are self-imposed. The real you's not looking for validation. The real you's not craving stimulation. The real you is not craving anything because it's already whole. And it's when we marry ourselves to the present moment, we tangibly feel the eternal completeness within our being, within the self. And we start to realize that as the creator, we place these challenges here for just to be a catalyst. It all serves you. Once you see that you're the creator, it all serves you. There's no mistakes. So it is really our vibration in the present moment. It's our vibration that is creating all this. So everyone is kind of in their own personal individualized universe, because what you really are is the universe individualized, starting to become aware of itself. So once you realize, this is all you, right? This is all one field. Nature, you're just an aspect and reflection of that one self. So we see through the illusions, we come back to creatorship and we realize that holy we create it. We create our reality. Based off the emanation, what we're emitting, right? What are we emitting frequentially is what we are creating experientially. So this is not for the mind. This is not mental machinations, the intellect and the finite mind. This is transcendence. This is complete alchemy, transformation, transmutation. And coming to see, it takes no effort. It takes no effort in coming out here and just being the real you. You see all that strain, the low self-esteem, all these so-called problems, when really problems don't really exist. You'll see it was just that fake character that had all these problems. So once we get the false I out of the way, it's like coming home to the real you. That's what this channel is all about, baby. Is becoming the real you, the mighty I am. And unleashing and awakening that sleeping giant inside of you. You've heard the saying, ye are gods. You are all gods of your own. You are all geniuses of your own. All the brainwashing, societal programming, this is nothing. It's just all phenomena. And once you realize you are the pure creator awareness of it all, that you are not misidentified with this form, we're no longer misidentifying with thoughts, mental machinations. We're no longer misidentifying consciously with the past, with experience, with emotions. Remember, thoughts bathed in emotion. We're no longer misidentifying with a singular, limited perspective, because you can't limitate something infinite. You can't limitate something infinite, and that's what you are. So seek to hear this from the ears of your heart and your intuition, not the mind. The mind is the fucking block. You know, it comes to a point where surrender is the highest use of your will. Use your surrender and the highest use of your will to stop fighting everything, you know? That's how we transcend subject-object paradigm, is to stop analyzing, stop judging, be fully present, fully grounded, and be here now. Be here now. It's really only our thoughts, the debilitating habit of thinking, that lowers our frequency. Because notice that all thoughts really are just a Rolodex of indentations and identifications of memories, of past experiences. Notice that every thought that came through is just an electromagnetic interference. It's not really you. So that is our intention. Our intention, which is the freaking wand, your magic wand. Desire and intention in the self, rested state, relaxed nervous system, you know, regulating the nervous system, coming back to that state of equilibrium, and realizing that you already are it. Remember, be, do, and have. Be how you want to feel, and feel how you want to be. See that it's already within you right now. Remember, there are many mansions within my Father's house, just as Christ said. Meaning, when we transcend just this delusion of just their space-time, remember, the finite mind and the physical senses can never reveal the true reality. And that's unconditional love. And that's what you really are, your true vibration. So when we're accessing our true essence, we know we're not the physical body. We know we're not the EMI. But we're the nameless, you know, labelless, formless, free, and unconditioned self. So see yourself and others. What harm can you do? Because we are remembering that judgment is the opposite of unconditional love. And just being fully present, not thinking, but knowing from a deep intuitive level that you're becoming more calm, you're becoming more introspective, you're becoming more authentic and detached. You see, detachment is key, because when we start this deconstruction of the false self, we are detaching from who we're not. We're detaching from the character's illusory story, you know? The egoic identity's illusory limitations. And we marry ourselves to that silence, that inner completeness. And yes, I get that's hard for the EMI. It's not meant to just be this peachy, you know, shit. Honestly, man, that triggered a little dark night of soul. Coming from the EMI and coming to awaken and remember these higher consciousness, enlightened metaphysics. It's really what this channel is all about, is becoming the real you. Becoming the real you and conquering that belief-based parasite for what it is. So remember, no mind, no problem. Just feel that. Shifting from the person to the presence. Formless, free, and unconditioned. So when we're creating from that creator level, we see it's really just be how you want to feel and feel how you want to be. Whether it's health, money, love, what you're looking to experience, become it, because you already are it. You already are it. Everything is within you. The I am is unlimited. There's no locks, there's no bolts. You have access to everything. Everything is existing simultaneously, you know, concurrently within space-time and time-space. Remember, the multiverse is a multi-frequential, from Master R, you know, a multi-frequential, multi-dimensional hall of mirrors designed for self-mastery. So this shit was really mind-boggling. Like, damn, there's really no one else here. There's nobody else here but you. From this perspective that there's really nobody, there's no others. Remember, just a moment ago, we were all part of the same We were all within the heart of God, source, God, creator, whatever resonates best with you. But we get rid of all these compulsive, the false character, the false selves, freaking feckless, completely inauthentic and utterly dissatisfying attempt to satiate what can't be satiated. So it's being in that flow state. Being in that flow state of non-thought. Being in that flow state of non-thought to where you're not really attached to anything anymore. You're one with it now. It's like you're interconnected with it. You're interconnected with the self. You're interconnected. Nature is the self. When we see nature, we see the self. And it reminds us and it activates that divine intelligence. Remember, the sentience is the divine intelligence. Instead of reacting, this is what the EMI does. The false belief-based character, reacting to stimulus, reacting to phenomena. It just comes and goes. You are the immortal time-lapse camera that is aware of it all. You see? So when we see ourselves as that sentience, divine intelligence, the total self, given energy to create with, we're no longer imprisoned by the body consciousness. We're not imprisoning ourselves through the finite mind and the limited body consciousness. So from this perspective, man, you could heal yourself, you know what I'm saying? You heal yourself by attuning the mind-body complex to the I am, to the miracle machine. And we get the false self out of the way. And we allow the mighty I am to take reign behind the wheel. Remember, the I am is the captain, the body is the ship. So to see everything will come into your learning is over. There's no process, there's no technique, to search for and to keep searching and searching for. The search is over because everything is already within you. Your intuition, once we deprogram and free ourselves from the subconscious pattern egoic mind, you'll realize that it's all there. And when your higher mind flicks on, your higher intuitive functions come on as well. Because we're starting to allow that unconditioned awareness is starting to come up. That divine fragrance of the self is starting to come up. The peace. Seeing the real you is like the sun, untouched, unscathed, and unaffected. So just live tangibly as the self and do what you tangibly know to be true and expect no results. Divinity through detachment. Letting go. Really letting go and being fully here. There's no thought process anymore. There's no reaction anymore. There's no limitation. You're starting to awaken to the limitless creator being that you are. You're starting to realize that it's all inside of you. The victory, the fulfillment of your highest desire, it's all here now. Heaven on earth, it's here now. It's just our state of consciousness. We command it through our state of consciousness and our vibration. We're done wishing, hoping, asking, from that little finite little minutia of that fucking egoic identity. It's not really you. So see yourself as whole, perfect, and complete. Remember, we have to remember what we're not to remember who we really are as the mighty I am. So just realize all the thoughts, the endless charade. It's just electromagnetic interference. It's not really you. You are at a light of consciousness. The kingdom of heaven is within. Remember that. Ye are gods. You are sons of the Most High. Mind you, the real you's the sun, untouched, unscathed. So remember, I am the creator. Creation is finished. Meaning we magnetize our creation, knowing it's already done through our state of being, through our vibration. And we let go of that fake character. The fake character that was limited. The character really was the block this entire time, that ego mind identity. We're taking our power back from it. We're no longer letting the egoic identity and that limitation device. We're freeing ourselves. I command the ultraviolet flame to burn every chain, every limitation program, every limitation device to be uplifted off your consciousness right now. For you to remember that you're here to create without limitation. That there's no victim no more, man. There's no subject object of this is out there and I've got to do all this work. It's like, it's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite of what we've been brainwashed into. So it's really coming to, it's like, damn, read it in reverse. You feel me? It's like a metaphor. Read in reverse. Realize that it's already here and it's already done. It's already done, man. I'm getting you to realize, tangibly feel this, that I am the source and not the seeker. You already are it. You already are it. It's already within you right now. Do you realize how powerful you are? Do you realize that you've created all this and that everything serves? Because there's no mistake. There's no mistake in the eyes of God, man. There's no mistake in the eyes of the Creator that you are, that we really all are. Remember, we are not the mind-body complex, but the pure Creator awareness of it. The real you is the self. The real you is that sentience, that divine intelligence, you know? We're detaching and we're observing and responding from that divine intelligence. No more, holy sh, going in that anxiety, fear. You'll know based upon how it feels, man. If it's a contraction, or if it's an expansive, free flowing energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you realize it's the E of mind. It's not the real you when it's completely unsatisfying. You know, the depression, anxieties, fears, woes me, victimhood, all that. You can tell when that contraction occurs, that is just a signal to shift you right back into the Creator, to shift you right back into the mighty I am that you are. So realize who you are is not a personalized identity. Remember, you're formless, free and unconditioned, here to create without any limits. So when we're integrating the real you, we are just acting, it's like it's all playtime, you know? It's all playtime. We're coming out here spontaneously. Follow your highest excitement. Follow your bliss. Follow your passion from the real you. We're not living in subservience and mimicking and conforming and obeying to that little parasite, the little you, man. It's not the real, it's completely made up. And when we start working with Change Your Mind, we start to recognize this, tangibly experiencing this. That separation is the greatest illusion, you know? Hate, fear, lack, scarcity, all these things that were created from that delusion of the subject-object paradigm. So remember, what is the Creator, what is created, the act of creation, are all one thing. It's already done. Just tune your vibration to it. Be, do, and have. You become it. You unleash it. You give yourself permission to experience what you are, which is abundance, which is unconditional love. So see, there's no more resistance. You know, there's that law of non-resistance. You know, fear is just the absence of the divine. And I'm here to tell you, if you're feeling like you're in a dark place, if you're feeling like you're in that clip off, you know, the hell realm, see, it's all serving you. It is all serving you. It's all here to lead you within, and it's all here to awaken you. From experience, I hear from the heart, really share with you that everything that we thought was here to destroy us, it's here to freaking awaken you, man. It's a catalyst. Just like the caterpillar has to completely destroy itself to become the butterfly. Just like the false self, to the true self, to the one self, to the no self. So be in that flow state. Be in that flow state of creativity. Be in that flow state of creativity. There's no need to compare. Because remember, once we dissolve that separation, we realize just what an illusion that egoic identity is. That hallucinatory identity. It's not you, man. You know how many times I was on, you know, making YouTube videos. You can just tell when you're acting from the real you, and when that subconscious pattern, egoic programming, limitation device is trying to take the fucking wheel of the miracle machine. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself when that character tries to creep back up and to pull you back into those limitations. See, the real you is not swayed by so-called society, by so-called societal pressures, you know, expectations, you know, conforming and shit, obeying. No. We're creators now. We're creators now. We're here to remember who we are. And that's my deliberate intention, is to infuse your consciousness with this timeless truth, the timeless wisdom and unconditional love that we really are. So just feel the freedom of the body is nothing. The body is nothing. You know, the body is nothing. You're no longer misidentified as just a physical body, but you're the formless, free, and unconditioned divine intelligence, sentience, given energy to create with. So remember, that's true freedom. Owning our own mind. Liberation, freedom. Self-realization. Command it. Do not stop. Command it. Will it. Don't pray for it. Remember, don't pray for it, hope for it, wish for it. Command it through your state of being, through your state of consciousness. Remember, I am the mighty I am in full stature now. So it's all playtime, bro. You gotta really see, like, there's no, you know, like the I, the false I, that I've got to do this and I've got to do that. That is fucking subconscious programming, societal conditioning that you got to constantly be productive. You know, put your beingness in your doing this. Put your beingness in your doing this and see that it's really just a flow state. This is really all existence. We're here just to know ourselves in totality. We're here just to wake up and to realize the interconnectedness of this. The tapestry of the screen of your consciousness and how it's really just a mirror. It's a hall of mirrors. It's just reflecting to us our vibration. So we come back to the present moment as the creator and we recreate ourselves over and over again and realize that masterpiece is already existing, baby. That version of you that you've been, oh man, one day, I'm gonna get this. I've got to struggle, I've got to suffer, I've got to do all this, I've got to work all this. No. That's the brainwash, bro. So you see, it's not really that type of process, you know, the finite mind and the way it tries to mentalize things. This is not for the intellect. This video is not for your freaking little finite mind. This is not for the intellect. Get the mind out of the way. Hear this from the self. Hear this from the one self within you. So we be how you want to feel, and we feel how you want to be, man. And whether that's wealth, whether that's abundance, I'm here to hit you with this, to realize that it's already within you now. So never forget, never let the little you, the petulant little child, remember, the emperor has no clothes. The emperor has no clothes. That little voice in your head, that is just society. That's literally that EMI is it's not even a real you. So we know who we are by remembering and acknowledging and recognizing who we're not. And we let that shit go. The end of limitation. The end of separation. You see, it's all one thing. We know it's a mirror. We know it's a mirror. We know it always comes because you've already won. We've already won. It's already here. It's already happening. Do you realize that though? What energy would you have to be? Remember, not have, do, and be, but be, do, and have. What energy would you have to be right now? Your state of consciousness to command that money, to command the wealth. Not just for the ego's little gratifying, little fucking selfish need. No, for a greater vision. For a greater vision, and it's a win-win. You know, God is here just to, it's a win-win. It's all a win-win. It's all designed to be a win-win. So just laugh more, man. Don't take this stuff so seriously. You are the freaking, like, man, you are an indirect fractal of God. You lack nothing, man. You are everything. You are everything, man. It's like, I'm not the mind, I'm not the body, but I am everything, and everything is within. Remember, everything you need is within you. And if you don't have it right this second, you don't need it. We're releasing the spell of the unawakened mind. We're releasing the finite, fragmented, brainwashed, MK Ultra, freaking completely hypnotized by this shit, transfixed by this Maya. We're waking up out of it and realizing that it's already done. Feel the power from that. Feel the power that you are, that is all inside of you. And there's nothing to fear. Once you see it's all one thing, once you see there's no more separation, there's no more delusion that I'm a victim and someone is victimizing me, that the power's out there. No, you are the fucking source, bro. You are the source. You are the source, not the seeker. I'm telling you, all the abundance, it's all serves you, man. So whether you're going through a challenge that you designed and blueprinted for yourself, you've already overcame it. Get in the vibration that you've already overcame it. So just feel that, man. I am the immeasurable light in full stature now. Feel that shit. Let that blast off all those limitations, all those delusions, all those illusions. You are the fucking key, man. You are a genius of your own. You are a master of your own craft. Never get it twisted. Never fall for that misperceptions, misidentifications, misunderstandings. So allow this process. Matter of fact, surrender it, embrace it, and allow the real you to come forth. The unconditional love, family. It's my most fervent desire to unleash that self-mastery. And as a reflection of you, to see you do the same. We're gonna bring heaven on earth, man. Feel it now. Be it now. You are the key, man. You are the key. Unconditional love. Remember, create without limitations. Follow your bliss. Follow your excitement. And be stopped by nothing. Let nothing stop you. Let nothing stop the real you. Let's go.